Okay, so I know I don't really talk about music on here, but I really should because I'm constantly like this is my form of entertainment. And I think I'm just going to start here because this song came out this week and I'm literally obsessed with it. Like I cannot stop listening to it. Video came out, cannot stop watching it. I'm obsessed with this song. And it got me thinking about One Direction as a whole because I wasn't really like a One Direction girly. I think I was like just outside of their target demographic when they really came onto the scene. I didn't watch X Factor. I didn't really know who they were until they were like already on the scene. But I had a level of like passing familiarity with them because I was talking to somebody at the time who was obsessed with them. So I know some of the harmonies for One Direction songs, and I never like actively sought out their music. Like it just wasn't something that I gave a shit about. But then the band broke up, and now I'm just like genuinely into a lot of their music, but separately, not together. I know I'm gonna sound like such a bandwagoner here, but if you check my Apple Music, like top music for like whatever year, Liam Payne's music is on there. Like I vibed with this dude. I do not care how much of a Swiftie you are. I do not care how down you are about Zayn Malik. Liam Payne cleared them when it came to 50 Shades songs. I'm sorry. This song slaps. And it was kind of wild to me how Liam's music didn't really take off anywhere, and it was like Harry and Zayn that were like really like the people who like took off from this band. I guess Niall too, but like I don't know about Niall's music. He makes like young dad music, and I'm not a young dad, you know? But I remember like before Liam died, there was this whole thing going on online where like he had said something about how the band had been built around him, and everyone was kind of like giving him shit for it. And then when he died, everyone was like, "Oh my god, they built the band around him." I'm like, I wasn't even a fan of One Direction, and even I knew they built the band around him. I just think Liam was really starting from behind because, to my recollection, he released music last. Like, he was the last one to go solo, like, with Zayn being the first. And, like, I guess his music's alright, but I don't really go seeking out Zayn music the way I go seeking out Liam music, you know? And I think if Liam had the handicap of going solo too late, I think Zayn has the handicap of going solo a little bit too early. He probably should have stuck it out for that last album. That being said, what I think works about the One Direction guys separately, like as solo artists, is that one, they're not really coasting on One Direction fame. I know Liam has a couple lines, like, you know, I used to be in 1D, now I'm on, like, shit like that. Even I could tell, as someone who wasn't even really paying attention to them, that they didn't really want to be like the One Direction guys forever. That's why they went solo in the first place. And considering that I wasn't really following what they were doing as a group, the fact that I know a lot of their songs solo is kind of surprising to me. That I just realized that because of how obsessed I am with Aperture. Like, I've definitely been affected by earworms before, but my husband really isn't like a music guy, and he noticed how often I was playing Aperture. And it's strange because this was never my favorite One Direction guy. Like Liam and Louis were my favorite One Direction guys. I really liked Louis's whole like electronic influences early on, and I really liked the Walls album. He just popped off with an album I think this week, which is probably going to be overshadowed by Aperture, but it's definitely on my list this week to listen to. But I do think that there's something to be said about all five of these guys clearly doing at least some work to carve out their own sounds where I know that a Harry song is not a Liam song, is not a Zayn song. Like those things matter and they're distinct enough to even my very casual ear. If you're a One Direction fan and I'm completely off base, please let me know. But this was my observation, I think, going into a lot of their music and realizing how obsessed I am with Aperture. These were kind of like my observations and my thoughts. So just let me know if I'm completely off base.